What is good, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new edition of Abell at Night. And it's a special edition of Abell at Night because we have a very special guest tonight. The guest name goes by Colorado. We're talking to an investor. We're talking to an author. We're talking to a savvy efficiency blueprint king. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Colorado. Colorado, how you doing, man?
Like the little claps, man, they definitely go crazy, man. So I appreciate it.
For sure. They can give you some more as well. They can give you some more. Anyways, today's topic we're actually talking about dating. Now, the reason Colorado's such a special guest tonight is he's going to give us a lot of advice. He's going to give us a lot of stories about his dating experience. You know, as I said in the intro before, if you ever had the homeboy who just has the most extensive dating history, and have you ever like really dug into that person and thought like they kind of treat dating like they treat everything else in their life? So now that we're speaking to the the writer of the Efficiency Blueprint, Corrado, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to just start from the beginning. You know the topic. Give us a brief background of your dating history and where you started.
Absolutely, and I wouldn't say extensive at all because it's very, very perspective based. You feel me? So there's people that have had one relationship. There's people that had 10 relationships. There's people in their 50s that still dating. You know, in my late 20s, getting kind of old. You feel me? Extensive, but definitely some relationship mans for sure. I wouldn't use the word extensive, but starting, middle school. I went to Maury Middle School in Denver, Colorado. You feel me? As later in the story, I really started dating. I've been dating since as far as I can remember. You feel
Absolutely. Me? Let's start with this. What qualifies a date or dating someone? Do both. What qualifies an actual date compared to two friends? Or what qualifies as actually dating someone, which is a great question for somebody like yourself.
It depends how old you are. You feel me? So in elementary, date to me, we had like a little reading time. If we holding hands, we used to cross our legs. We holding hands underneath the legs during the reading time. That's a date at that age. You feel me? As you go into middle school, a date is let's meet in the hallway. You feel me? Let's meet in the hallway.
Okay. That's mid. What about high?
High school is we might just go to a park. You feel me? We might hit a park, The
cheap dates, the free dates. The free dates used to be like, let's go for a walk in the park. Take the bus over there and we go for a walk in the park.
We might hit a park as an adult. Just, food, push shack. You feel me? They got a lot of different options. So them is dates, dating, DATING. Date is very, 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 very perspective based. You feel me? Dating could be y'all going on dates, but y'all not exclusive. Or dating could be, this is my person that I'm committed to them. I think the most important part about dating is just establishing you and that other person. Establishing what y'all both want and what y'all both expect out of your dating situation. I think that's the most important thing. So it's different for everybody. You feel me?
Go ahead.
It could be a truck driver and a woman that's a consultant, and they both might be gone 80% of the year, but that 20% of the time that they're in town, they want each other. So their dating is just being with the other person 20% of the year. So I think it's very, very perspective on the two people and the standards that they set up for dating.
Okay, I got a quick one. So what qualifies as a fast date, what qualifies as a long date, and what qualifies as a complete date?
I don't know. I never really heard fast date. I don't know.
So I wanted to know if you knew what I meant when I said fast date. I feel like some people go on fast dates to get fast results. I feel like long dates could be a beginning, middle, end, which, starts with the pickup all the way to like a dinner, all the way to maybe a movie after, or if somebody gets invited back home. And then a complete date is whatever is to somebody's perspective. Somebody might think a date to McDonald's or a date to just have nefarious activities is a date. And a lot of people would be like, that's not a date. That's just picking somebody up and taking them to McDonald's. That's kind of the question I was asking.
Fast date, you could be hinting or referring to something else.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, that's a tough question.
Yeah. Some people's fast date, and I even brought it up because you said trucker. I'm like, some people consider a fast date when they're at their truck stop. I'm not a trucker. I've never trucked before. And you could pick up on a fast date as well. So that's another example.
I know some women that worked at truck stops.
What did they do? Were they concierge at the store?
Yeah. So there's a few different roles and positions that they could have. some work in customer service. Other one just help the truckers just rest and relax on their stop. So it just depends.
For sure. All right, now let's use that. Let's get right to it, man. So, are you currently dating, good brother?
Like, that is such a tough question.
Absolutely. I don't want the yes or no. Are you currently dating right now? I don't want the yes or no. Tonight, I don't want the yes or no.
Yeah, and that's a great question. Currently dating, I would say, I feel like if you single or you're in a relationship, you're dating. You feel me? So it's like, when you're single, you're looking for someone. That's why I prefer to be in a relationship. I'm a relationship man. Because at the end of the day, if you're single, you're looking for a relationship. If you're dating inside of a relationship, when I'm in relationships, the woman that I'm with, we're going to be going on dates. We're going to be getting to know each other and learning each other on a deeper level. You feel me? So it's like, are we dating? You feel me? We're in a relationship. Absolutely. We're trying each other. We're learning new experiences. We're traveling. We're doing a lot of different things. We're experiencing new parts of life. We're horseback riding, ATV riding. We're trying kickball games and pickleball and all type of different things, because it's like, although we're in a relationship, let's continue to get to know each other on a deeper point. So I think if you're single or if you're in a relationship, you're still dating, depending on the type of person you are. So for me, both. I'm always dating.
Always.
In my life.
Always on the money.
I always want to get to know on a deeper level, and I want her to get to know me on a deeper level.
Absolutely. So with that being said, which one are you currently?
What? Which one?
You said you're either single dating or you're dating while you're in a relationship.
Oh yeah.
Those were the two that you used.
Absolutely. So for me right now, I'm single at this moment.
Okay, so single dating. Okay. So what does somebody like yourself at your current age look for while they're single dating? Not the idea of what type of person are you looking for? Obviously, you know what type of activities you guys are going to be doing. What type of person do you fit the description to get those activities done?
Yeah. So I'm 27. You feel me? This is efficiency blueprint right here. I'm 27, looking for marriage. You feel me? This book right here talks a lot about becoming more efficient, becoming more disciplined to make your life operate more effectively. So for me, 18 through 24 is like, dating was just an experiment. It's just like, whatever happens. You feel me? Okay. It's just like with each other, but we're learning if we can actually be with each other. It's not like nothing's established. Now, I'm not even gonna start dating a woman if I don't see her as my wife. You feel me? So if she's not giving off these qualities and these attributes that I see my wife giving off, then it's like we never were gonna make it to a relationship. You feel me? In younger years of life, we shouldn't even date at all, in my opinion. I've been in relationships since elementary. First relationship, I think I mentioned kindergarten. We'll go to the first grade, one of them grades, go to the back of the line and kiss and everything. And, it's cool, it's fun at that time, but I was in relationships way too early in life. It's like, in life, for me, I'm a person that loves experiences. So I'm like, let's try new things, let's do different things. But at the same time, the energy that I put into relationships, I could have put elsewhere in my life. So anybody younger than me that I know, anybody that I help raise and mentor, I'll tell them don't touch no relationships until 25 years old.
So I just want to get this straight. So you said single dating is different than being in let's say a straightforward relationship. So when you recommend people not to single date, are you saying that they shouldn't be exploring anything with the opposite sex or whatever they choose to deal with?
No.
Is that what you're saying? I'm just wondering if that's what you're saying.
Yeah. I said don't be in a relationship under 25. So dating and being in a relationship are two different things.
So single dating before a relationship under 25.
I never said that's about dating. I said under 25, don't be in a relationship.
For sure. But you can still be single dating.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get to with it. Okay, cool. All right, so any woman who you speak to or currently speaking to, or whatever single woman you're out there speaking to, they could feel pretty confident that at least they know that you're speaking to them with the idea of potentially marrying that type of person. Like, you're not dating for that. You're dating like you could actually be the one.
Absolutely. I wouldn't even, regardless of how much I like a woman or how much she likes me, if we're not marital compatible, then it's like I gotta end it immediately. You feel me? So there's women that I like, there's women that like me, and it's just like, if we're not marital compatible, we gotta end it ASAP.
Absolutely.
Just because, in life, just like you live and you learn. You feel me? So as we grow, we should get better. And getting better, to me, is becoming more efficient. the more efficient you are, the faster you make things happen. So one thing I do respect about women, difference between women and men in dating, man will push something on a very long time, just based off of my personal experiences and the man that I know in my life. A man will talk to a woman for a long time knowing that that's not going to be his wife. And women, they're usually more to the point when it comes to, hey, I don't see myself with this guy, let me just not let it go nowhere. A man might be like, I don't even like her, but it's convenient and it makes sense for my life to keep this woman around. And so that's a big difference in me as a man. I took, notes from my lady friends and women around me. It's like, why even waste your time? Why even waste that woman's time? Go find somebody that you can actually see yourself being with. You feel me? Does it happen? Do situationships happen? Absolutely. You feel me? But just being able to get straight to the point. Let's say both of our times in. Me as a man, let me respect this woman enough to not waste her time.
For sure. But at 27 years old with dating experience, as you say, everybody's always dating, single dating, being strict in a relationship. What would you say are things that you learned quick, fast, and in a hurry about what you don't want next, right? Like, what are some examples of people you've had in the past where that's not gonna ever fly with the person you're gonna marry? So, dating experiences.
So for me, I meditate a lot, spend a lot of time in nature, spend a lot of time outside.
Okay.
I talk to my ancestors, pray to my ancestors. And with that it's peace, it's serenity, it's a real zen feeling. You feel me? So it's like...
Is religion a huge factor when it goes into the idea of marriage? And you don't have to answer for yourself. I want you to answer for everybody. Like, do you think religion should be a huge factor?
The reality is strong religion is dying down in a lot of ways. This is just the real answer. Religion is dying down in a lot of ways, which means that for me, I can't crowd myself or identify with one religion if I'm not fully acting on everything I possibly could be acting on within that religion. So if I'm just living and I just refer to that religion once a week for a couple hours, I will be doing a disservice to that religion. If I'm not dedicating my whole life, you feel me, to that religion, then I'm not fully devoted to that religion. So when it comes to dating and religion, I don't think that's a factor anymore. I think it could have been a factor a lot in past times, but I don't think it's a factor. I think the biggest factor for me is spirituality. So when people are more in tune with themselves and their lives, you can hear it in how they think, how they speak, how they feel, and how they think about the world. I think when people, I know for a fact, when people are more in tune with themselves and their spirituality, the more intentional they are. So if I'm having a conversation with a woman to date, and the same thing that if I'm at a networking event and I'm connecting with a man, I'm like, shit, this man might have connections that's going to help take me to my next level in my life from a business standpoint, a spiritual standpoint, a physical standpoint. It's like that in tune-ness that man is at a networking event, or that woman is at, that in tune-ness that they have with themselves is super vital. So I think that spiritual connection for women is something that you'll notice early on. There's a lot of different factors. There's the main things I have on dating. When I meet a woman, there's, some non-negotiables and things that they have to have. But there's trade-offs, you feel me? We would be crazy thinking they're just the perfect human being out there for us, men or women. I come with my own trade-offs, you feel me? So
what are 3 automatic knockoffs? You could do physical, appearance, or mental.
Yeah.
Give me a mental, give me a physical, and give me it's up to you, but give me a health. I would say health and physical are a little different.
I work out every single day.
Okay.
All your shoes. I don't want to be with a fat woman. You feel me? I've been with skinny.
What's the barrier though? Because women come in all different sizes, right? So are we saying
that's a very biased perspective.
Yeah. So can a 5'11" woman, does she need to be 120 pounds like a 5 foot woman, or what is fat?
So fat is if you're a man and you at the beach with your t-shirt on, you're not comfortable with your body and your shape. So that person's probably out of shape. For a woman, if she's not comfortable, and there's all types and all forms and all of that stuff, you feel me? But so I'm gonna give a different example for women. For man, I think a man could be considered fat. If you see a grown man at the beach with a shirt on, he's probably not comfortable with his body and his figure, so he's probably out of shape. For a woman, I think it comes to when you look down, fat is just excessive weight. So if you hold your arm out and you can shake underneath it and it's shaking and different stuff like that, I think that's fat. If someone has extra layers underneath their chin and stuff like that, I consider that fat. If you wake up, somebody walks up the stairs and they tired, if they fat or not, they out of shape. So it's like, I think I want someone that cares enough about their health that they could complete all regular day activities. Walking shouldn't be an exercise for anybody under 50. Like, you're walking, you're like, this is just too much for me, or I'm tired, or that's an exercise for you. I think you should do more. We're all physical, healthy beings. If you're under 50 years old, you should be able to do a lot. So walking should not be an exercise. So walking is an exercise. You're under 50 years old, you're potentially out of shape, for sure.
Out of shape. Okay, so out of shape is a thing for you. So
yes,
go a little bit deeper about out of shape, because I don't necessarily, the flappy is kind of weird for me, because I do think there are certain features that people aren't blessed with like others. And I won't even say blessed with. I think there are certain features that don't just look right on certain people, right? Like, some girls could have a double chin and be skinny. Like, that's just who they are. Some men, let me speak for men, because I don't have to disrespect nobody. I think certain face features, like, I've always had an extra large head, whether I was skinny or big. I wore an extra large helmet in football. I just got a big ass head, right? So when you're saying like with the flappy arms and stuff like that, it could be unfair, but my
question to you as a bigger man, are there times in life where you felt like you were out of shape compared to you were in shape? And the times that you were out of shape, could you feel and see the body difference compared to times that you were in shape? Could you see a difference?
I would say no in my athletic experience, and I would say no in my just being out of shape or in shape. I don't feel the way I look a lot of times. That's been like a weird thing for me. So I've always felt like I've either looked way stronger than I am, or I felt like I look way fatter than I actually am. So I've never really felt it. I've never had like a really, really good gauge on it. So I've come to realize that a lot of work I just do on myself, which I think a lot of people have the same thing. So somebody could be like, you're fat, or no, you could be the person who tells yourself you're fat, and you look in the mirror and everybody's like, what are you talking about? I think I have a bad gauge of what it looks like, or kind of what it is. That's just me and my experience. And I think some women could go through that too, where they're like, oh, I can't believe I'm a fat girl. And for most people, they're just portioned right. And I think I would say in my community, I would say in both communities, I'll say in the Black and Hispanic communities, you could have, specifically the Black community, you could have women who are shaped very round and very thick, and it looks attractive, and it is well within range for most people. I think there are just some thick ass women who probably don't have the worst diets at all, who might feel like they're fat or something, but it's a shape that, generally speaking, most people like. Now, is there stuff that people don't like? Yeah, of course. And then that it's person by person, but that's why you get the good group chat arguments where it's like, she's thick, she's fat, like, nah, she fine as shit, she just too big for me. It just depends. So I think everybody's a little bit different. So I've had my own problem gauging what I think fat and skinny is, or buff or strong, or buff, big or small. So I think women could go through the same thing.
And that's, a very great point and everything. For me, I feel like that goes back to in tuneness. So the more in tune you are with yourself and your body, I've ran track, I did wrestling, I did football, I've done a lot of sports. I love to work out as many days as possible, try to work out every single day. I know for a fact that if I go on vacation for 5 days and I drink for 4 out of 5 days, or all 5 days straight, my face, the water retention, my face is gonna be bloated. I know for a fact that if I'm eating late at night, eating late night meals, if I'm eating out of my diet, if I'm eating in vacation mode, my stomach is gonna be bloated. My stomach's gonna be fatter. So I could see the difference. You feel me? So I'm like, without a scale, if we threw scales away, I was about to weigh myself. Someone's like, people still weigh themselves. I'm like, absolutely. And I'm like, that's a funny and it's a good question, because I'm like, weighing yourself in real life doesn't matter. If you eat as healthy as you can and work out as much as you can, your body's gonna be where it needs to be. So it doesn't really matter how much you weigh. If you are living in a natural way, holistic way, then the scale itself doesn't matter. You feel me? So I think when it comes, and to loop it back to dating, I'm going a little off topic and subject, but when it does come to dating, you know if somebody cares about their health and their body. So if I go on vacation and I'm eating out of my diet and I'm having cheat meals every day, I'm not eating how I need to be. So if I do that for 5 days on vacation, I feel bad, but I lock back in and I get right. If I start doing that for years of my life, and a woman's like, I don't want to be with you no more because you don't take care, of yourself how you used to, which is a sign of depression. Anybody don't take care of themselves is depressed. But if you don't take care of yourself, I don't want a woman that wants to be with me. You feel me? Okay. A woman's like, I don't want to be with you because you're not your best self. I respect that. I'm going to respect her 10 times more. You feel me? Because I feel the same way. I think for us to be the best couple that we could be, we should be operating at the highest level. If me and my bros do a flip together and somebody's not holding the end of the bargain, it's like, bro, we're going to have to cut you off. We're going to figure out how we have to do it. But you not contributing how you need to is going to hurt us more than you missing out on this deal. So I think in every part of life, we should be critical of our partners in our relationships. You should tell your person you should be the fucking best. I don't want to be, I have to keep grinding. That's energy I keep every day. I don't want nobody that don't want to have that same energy and mindset. You feel me?
And the next question I have for you is, the next question I had was actually, what is, at the beginning of a relationship, what is the appropriate time to start saying what, not demands, because demands is a strong word. When is the appropriate time to let somebody know what is acceptable for you, right? Or what's unacceptable? It could be the first day, right? So some women will tell you, like, why didn't you open the door for me?
You walk in my crib, there's a scale right there. As soon as you walk there.
Absolutely. But yeah, the question is when is it okay to let somebody know what's unacceptable or acceptable when dating them, right? Should you let the date play out, or does it take weeks to get to that point?
It depends how straightforward and direct you are and what your goals and intentions in that situation. You feel me? So
what about yourself?
It is very, very dependent on the situation. You feel me? But if I'm looking to really date and talk to a woman seriously, I talk about the red flags and stuff I don't like. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think it's a set time where I'm like, date 2, we talk about red flags. It kind of just comes out like, I used to didn't talk about it. I definitely talk about it more now. But sometimes it depends how much you like somebody. You feel me? Because if it's a woman that I'm like, I want to get real serious with this woman, then it's like, we're going to have more straightforward, more honest situations. If it's just a woman I'm cooling with it, we're just having fun. It really don't matter what I don't like, because I already know mentally that I'm not going to be with this woman. Is that a good thing? Not a good or a bad thing. You feel me?
For sure. All right. Now I'm gonna run through some questions I got. These are some scenarios for you. This is for you to get live in action. I want you to take your experience and I want you to apply it to these situations. All right. Thank goodness you finally made it. It's in the future. We're at your wedding day, everybody. It's your wedding day. We're all loving it. It's amazing. It's a beautiful time. It's great. All right. So Colorado, here's your question. We're at your wedding and the preacher says it, or the guy who marries you, he says it. He says, does anybody want to stop them from being married now, or hold your peace, or whatever he says, right? And there's your ex, your most recent ex. As of right now, your most recent ex, she shows up to your wedding and she says, I object to this wedding because blank, blank, blank. What is she saying there? And what could she possibly say to get you to step off that altar? What is she saying about you, right? She says, I object to that marriage and I want that man and I want him because of blank. What does that girl say?
Really don't believe in legal marriage. You feel me?
For sure. I didn't say you were legally getting married. I said you were at the altar. So when somebody says, meet me at the altar, you and a woman you've been dating for a long time are at that altar. Everybody's family's on both sides. And somebody who people would call it selfish. Some people would call it a crime of passion, right?
Yeah.
Your most recent ex shows up to that altar and say, I object. I don't want him to marry her because I still have blank, blank, blank for this man because of blank and blank. What would somebody say about you, right? What would one of your exes who feel like they want to live the rest of their life with you, much like the partner that you're about to marry, what would that person say about that person who's on the altar who they can't let go, or at least they can't let somebody else have?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, one of the main things that women respect and appreciate is someone that cares about them outside of a relationship. So I think, one thing that I do offer, which I think is one of the most valuable things, is I care about any woman that I've ever talked to, and I'm cool with all of my exes besides my most recent ex. It's someone that cares about them outside of a relationship. So if I'm giving you advice and helping her become a better woman regardless, if we ever date, if we ever talk, I think that's very amenable, respectable, commendable. You feel me? Sometimes I'll be making the words. It's just like, people appreciate that. You feel me? I think that's a very valuable thing that a lot of people don't get to experience, especially women. Women deal with so many guys that just want to sleep with them and only want to talk to them because they want to be in their face. But when somebody actually cares about you as a human being and wants to make you a better person, I think that's something that could be hard to let go, and that people don't always, you know, just want to throw away, because it's true love. You feel me?
Sure. So a lot of the explaining at that also would be, I think this man made me the best person ever, and unfortunately something happened, and I want that person back, because if he made me a better person, I don't want him to go off and make another person better like he did for me. Sadness. But with that being said, the next question I have, okay, so now this is a little bit more of a super hypothetical one. So in your dating experience, you're your own man. You've always been your own man. You choose who you date, who you want to date. If you were very serious with a young lady and your parents couldn't handle it, your family couldn't handle it, and they offered you $1 million to break up with that person, currently where you stand and where you're at in your life, would you take the money? Or would you continue to date your partner?
I mean, for $1 million, I'm not married, you know?
Yeah.
So for me as a non-married man, if I met a man that did not take $1 million, you know, Raw Wave has a song and the lyrics say love is for the weak. You feel me? And what he means by that is, there's a video, man, and it was a strong white guy, and he was working out and all of this stuff, and he was talking stuff to the camera, real strong and real aggressive, and it was one of my favorite videos. He said, "You're soft." Probably laying in the bed right now with a woman, you're soft. They said the best time to kill an alligator is after they eat. So in relationships, in ways, it could kill a lot of people's hunger. You feel me? So me, for myself, I know I love hard. Most men and women, we do. If we find somebody that we really feel like is down for us, we love that person hard. So it's like a level of comfort. On Saturday mornings, if I had a girlfriend and I'm just laying in bed, I'm just chilling, I'm comfortable, life's good. We probably cuddling. Compared to when I'm wake up by myself Saturday morning, I'm like, let me get up and get to it. There's no big reason for me to just be cuddled up in this bed. So I think it'd be a disservice for any human being that's not married to not take $1 million. Some people, you know, the love is important. Maybe that person could help you get $1 million, but if you don't already have millions of dollars, and that's going to be your first million, I think I wouldn't recommend any young man to not take them.
Absolutely. All right. Next question is, excuse me, if you could design a partner, and just a quick design, right? Little NBA 2K player. If you could design a female partner, what would you want her sexual past to be limited to, number 2, or experience? Just quick example. Like, I don't like some people who are sexual and not too sexual. What level of education and what level of career should they be in currently? If you could design a partner with those 3 questions: how much sexual experience, what level of education, where are they at in their current career path?
Sexual experience is tough. You feel me?
27, if you want to date your age. Maybe you date older, maybe you date younger.
It's so hypothetical, and I'm such a concrete thinker that's a hard question for me to answer. I can't predict someone's ideal sexual experience. That's tough for me.
Okay, so that one's like a non-predictable because the scale's too big. So if the scale's too big, I understand. The next question would be, what level of education?
Yeah, mentally, I can't grasp that. I can't grasp that answer. That's
for sure. Some people would say it like this, where it's like, I don't want somebody who has more sexual experience than me. Others would be like, I would want somebody who's as close to the Virgin Mary as possible, which is still available. It's just in very, 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 very niche communities. And other people are just like, yeah, I don't give it could be anything under the sun. Maybe teach me something new. So that could be somebody's ideal design character moving forward in their dating. Now, next question would be education. Like, what level of education should somebody be at? Maybe like tried college, trade school, certain programs, certificates, high school. Hopefully, most women that you end up dating at least got the diploma. But what level of education are you expecting at this time?
Yeah.
In your design, I'm gonna have to say high school is mandatory. I think it is above high school, but I'm gonna say high school is mandatory.
I would say, level of education.
So there are employers that only hire based off of off of a certain degree or certificate that you have. There are some employers who have to hire you based off of a certain level of education, like having a certain license or a certain certificate. And then there are also people who the task does not matter at all. So you don't need education. We just need a brain, some hands, and a body frame attached to it. Yeah, now, for some people's dating, the same rules apply. It just depends on that person. A lot of people's families, those rules apply, whereas don't bring somebody who doesn't have a degree in their home. Don't bring somebody who didn't graduate middle school.
I think it's such a tough question for me because I met people with high school diplomas that are doing more than people with bachelor degrees. Sure. So that's a tough question as well. I don't judge a woman based off her education level. You know, that's a very societal standard.
So if you had to design the character, you'll just click off.
But I say skip that question. Yeah, I could skip that.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah. Now, last, I would say level of career. So I don't know if you feel like you're in the middle of your career or entering the middle of your career. Obviously, we're a little further past entry career from me knowing you personally. Where do you feel like a woman that you're dating should be at in her career? It could be starting, it could be working towards college students and whatever your age that you date within. It could be going back to school. It could be a complete switch, which is a tough one for a lot of people. A lot happens when you're transitioning careers. It's not just an easy transition. It takes time. Or it could be a senior, somebody who's probably knows what they're going to do and they're going to continue to do it for a long time to come. At 27 years old, what do you say your design person would be at?
Absolutely. So at 27, and I don't date, you know, further than a woman that's probably 2 to 3 years younger than me.
Okay.
Because there's stages to life. So when it comes to career, I think whoever I'm with, I know what I want to do, what's going to help me become a millionaire. So I think a woman, she has a goal and a vision. If she wants to be a millionaire or not, I think she should know what she's going to do to support, you know, her family, to support her future children, my current children, if she has any. But she should be further enough in her career that she, like, even if this job doesn't work out, I'm able to take these skills that I've gained to a different company, or I'm able to take these skills that I gained to create my own business. So they should be in a position where it's like, it's no longer a question of what am I gonna do? It's like, this is what I'm doing. Could I add on to this? Absolutely. Could I try something in the future? Potentially. But this is what I'm doing, and this, at the worst case scenario, this is the least that I'm gonna be able to do in this life to support myself and my family.
Okay, for sure. When is it appropriate for somebody to look through your phone while you're dating?
Every relationship is different. You feel me? I wouldn't mind, you know, someone looking through my phone. It's just it's not necessary. I've looked through phones. I've had my phone looked through. You feel me? I found things in phone, and there's times that I haven't found things in phone. I don't think it's necessary because energy and intention tells you what someone's on. So if a woman's responding and talking to you every day, she more than likely likes you. You feel me? Women are not gonna waste their time and energy tapping in with you every day if they don't like you on that level. For me as a man, the time and commitment and energy I give to a woman is gonna show her how much I mess with her. I wouldn't give her time every day, you know, making time to talk or see her if that wasn't a woman that I planned on being with. You feel me? So you can check phones. I just don't think it's necessary because the time and energy that someone, you know, allocates to you tells you how they feel.
For sure. And then last question. What is 3 green check marks for a lady and what are 3 X marks for a lady when dating?
That's a great question.
Less than 2 sentences each. 3 green check marks, 3 X's.
Yeah, the first thing is 3 green marks. The first thing is, you know, I think a career. And by career, they could have their own business, their own gig, a company that they've been working on, but established and, you know, doing whatever that they do for work. That's number 1. Number 2 is caring about your health. You feel me? If you're not making smothered burritos at midnight on a Tuesday, you just know that it's not necessary to add those calories to your body. That's very, very important. A woman that wants to get up and go to the gym, that's very attractive. You feel me? So caring about your body, number 2. Number 3, I would say, you feel me, depth and level of engaging inside of a conversation. Are we able to talk about everything? Are we able to explore different conversations? Are we just sitting on the phone? Am I calling you, telling you about my new ideas, and you're just like, that's cool? Are you asking me questions and helping me grow and better those ideas? You feel me? 3 red flags. Level conversations, number 1 for the red flags. If a woman's talking about too much Love Island and reality TV and celebrities and not enough bettering themselves, then I can't deal with that woman.
Super X. The what's it called? It's the Family Feud X.
Literally, that buzz. I got Family Feud over here, but it's like, yeah, level conversation. I'm like, that's so vital. Like, I can't talk about BS. I can, but that's not all that I'm gonna talk about. We need to have more productive conversation. I could talk about dumb shit though. I do every day. Number 2, worst red flag. I'm a pretty lenient dude. You feel me? It just depends how serious I take a woman. You feel me? I think when it comes to me, the red flags come to the level that I would date a woman. So there's a lot of things that a woman could do that, I'm like, oh, I never wife this woman. You feel me? If a woman's twerking on her stories, she's probably not gonna be my wife.
She don't got a chance, huh?
Yeah, so there's things for wife, but when it comes to just casual dating, you feel me? I could deal with some things. I've known and talked to and dated strippers that you would never know that they strip. You feel me? But yeah, if a woman's twerking on her story, she ever post some cash apps, super duper no. You feel me? I don't want nobody that's needy like that. That's a mental illness to be too needy. To stand on a corner with a sign is a mental illness.
Yeah, potentially. Okay. Was that your third ex?
I gave 2 extras. Conversation and you feel me. Number 2, and I guess number 3, you know, that neediness. But to sum it up, a red ex, even too much attitude, too much emotion. It's tough. There's too many exes. You feel me? But number 1 is definitely level of conversation. I think that goes a lot. Number 2 is health, and then number three is your life intention, your life goals. On the first date, one of the questions I like to ask is, what are 3 goals that you have? And when people don't have specific goals, they don't know what they want. They might be saying, I don't know, just to get better every day. That's not a real goal. That's just you're getting up hoping that something happens. You don't have quantifiable goals.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, that wraps up about my questions. So yeah, I definitely see how most gentlemen probably feel that exact way. So Colorado, kind of to close out the show, I do want you to give, as free as you want, I want you to give game to anybody you feel, whoever comes to you. So you could think of your younger self. You might be talking to your future self. I want you to just give as much game as you possibly can about who you should be for yourself and who you should be when you're looking for somebody to share yourself with. Just for anybody you choose. It could be the younger self, the same self, or a future self of yours.
Absolutely. Don't get in no serious relationships until you're 25. It's not even worth it. Giving and expelling your energy to another human being until you already have your own self together. You're wasting energy giving that energy and being considerate to someone else, because that takes energy. You feel me? And there's a lot of women that I've dated where outside of my last excellent relationship that I love them. They're great women. I'll never take back the time I spent with those women. But there was a lot of energy that I gave to women that didn't end up as my wife. You feel me? So that extra energy that you're giving on and focusing is energy you should be giving to yourself. You feel me? Number 150 million%. Don't be in a relationship under 25. 25, your brain literally develops. So you're literally more cognizant and conscious of the decisions that you're making and the energy that you're spending with another human being. It's pointless. Don't even be in a relationship at all. Don't even give that energy to no one else. Number two is, which I do think is important, I do think is important as a man, is understand the benefits and be mature enough to have lady friends. You feel me? Don't be so horny where it's like I need to have sex with every single woman that I meet in my life, because a lot of men at networking events, a lot of men mess up real good, genuine connections because they can't control themselves. You feel me? So don't be a man that's so undisciplined that you're like, I can't even be around a woman without trying to have sex with her. You feel me? I think that's something that messes up a lot of connections and you lose respect. You feel me? For a lot of people. So be able to control and conduct yourself as a man. Another form of advice is never be thirsty. You feel me? That's number 1. Just with never a strong relationship. That's tied up there. Never be thirsty. Never do so much where it's like you're giving yourself, you're taking away your power. Once you get too thirsty and too goofy, it's like you've already lost all your power. You feel me? That's like allowing a woman to take care of you or be a breadwinner. Never allow that. You feel me? Being thirsty is the same as allowing a woman to be a breadwinner, in my opinion, because you're losing your power. You feel me? So once you start doing too much, you've already lost. You give her power to make certain comments. Once a woman's a breadwinner, you've already lost. You gave her domain to make certain comments. If somebody says they take care of you, that's like saying you they pet. You feel me? They feed you, they make sure you respect. So it's like, those are the 3 main things. Number 1, you can get in a relationship to 25. Number 2, as a man, be mature and disciplined enough to have lady friends. And number 3, don't be thirsty. Being thirsty is the same as allowing a woman to take care of you. You allow a woman to take care of you, she treats you like a pet.
And there it is, y'all. There it is. Well, Colorado, I want to say thank you for coming on to the show. Thank you for dropping a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of your experience. And most importantly, thank you for bringing the Efficiency Blueprint. If you are interested in reading the Efficiency Blueprint, it is a 12-step and 12 principles of transformation to become a more efficient person. This book dives deeply into self-discipline, and it is written by yours truly, Colorado Harris. So we want to appreciate you. We appreciate you for coming to the show. You got any final words?
Absolutely, man. I always got something to say. I'm grateful. It's an honor to be able to, speak on your platform. Hopefully I'm able and have the opportunity to speak on here again.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being such a great host and a great producer. And really asking those questions to really dive beyond the surface, man.
Absolutely, yes. Shouts out to Beyond the Surface. Yeah. I'm very excited to get you and God Treyarch on a panel, so you guys could kind of get through your little dispute. I think that one might cause for a little more energy than we had tonight, but nonetheless, I think it's going to be a nice, healthy conversation between you two. Our platform would love to host. So
ain't no dispute. We just gonna have to.
Discussion, I thought I said. Excuse me, discussion. I meant to say discussion. Dispute, but I want a discussion to happen off of the dispute. I would consider a dispute, but it makes for even a better statement. Discussion.
Yeah. So we're going to have to just get a podcast on a time when he could talk. You feel me? Can't always talk. So whenever
I'm going to clip that just for him.
Whenever he has time to talk, man, I'll be grateful to get on there and be able to have some words with that man. There's a lot I have to say to him. And I'm a very expressive person, you feel me? So it's like I can't not express myself, you feel me? So, when I see certain things, when I see people close to me going through certain things that's out of their control, them getting taken advantage of, it hurts my heart, man.
And there you have it. We're probably gonna have it happen real soon, man. That's basically like it's not a diss bar or anything like that, but just it's probably the beginning of the beef tape. But anyways, I appreciate everybody for tapping in tonight's episode of Abell at Night. I am Abell. I hope y'all have a great night. Thank you once again, Colorado.